Helen stared at her reflection. Wrinkles etched themselves around her eyes and mouth. She was 52, and it felt like time was running a marathon. Then she saw the ad. Youth body wash, turn back the clock on aging. She clicked buy now before she could second-guess herself. The package arrived 2 days later. Helen ripped it open. The bottle was exquisite. It was sculpted into the figure of Hebe, the Greek goddess of youth and rejuvenation, her dress flowing like liquid gold. A strange energy seemed to pulsate from the bottle. Helen ignored it. She just wanted to look younger. That night, Helen stepped into the shower. She lathered herself with the body wash. The scent was intoxicating, like a field of wildflowers after a spring rain. As she rinsed, she felt a tingling sensation, a strange energy coursing through her veins. She dismissed it as an overactive imagination. The next morning, Helen looked in the mirror and gasped. The wrinkles around her eyes were gone. Her skin looked smoother, brighter. She looked 10 years younger. Maybe the youth body wash wasn't a gimmick after all. Days turned into weeks. With each shower, Helen grew younger. Soon she looked like she was in her 20s again. She quit her dead-end job. She bought a trendy new wardrobe. She even enrolled in the local college, eager to relive her glory days. Campus life was exhilarating. Helen blended in with the other students. She went to parties, stayed out late, and even went on a few dates with guys half her age. She felt alive for the first time in decades. Money, once a concern, was now plentiful. Helen had shrewdly invested her savings and her portfolio was flourishing. She was living the dream she never thought possible. But Helen's obsession with youth was growing. Every time she saw a new wrinkle or a stray grey hair, she panicked. She started using the youth body wash more frequently, ignoring the recommended once-a-week usage. The tingling sensation became stronger, more intense, but she ignored that too. She was chasing a fantasy and she was willing to pay any price to hold on to it. Helen's friends from college started to notice. She was acting erratically, impulsively. Her once sharp mind seemed clouded. They tried to talk to her, to reason with her, but she brushed them off. She couldn't let them stand in the way of her youth. She was too close to losing it all. Section 4. The Rapid Regression. One night after a particularly raucous party, Helen stumbled back to her apartment. She felt ancient, every second chipping away at her youthful facade. Panicked, she rushed to the shower and grabbed the youth body wash. She squeezed the bottle, desperate for its rejuvenating effects. She didn't even notice the last drops were gone until it was too late. The tingling this time was unbearable. It felt like her body was on fire, every cell screaming in protest. She collapsed in the shower. The last thing she remembered was the water turning slightly colder as the hot water started running out. When she woke up, she had no idea how much time had passed. She looked around, confused. Her limbs felt strange, weak. She tried to sit up, but she couldn't. Then she saw her hands. They were tiny, chubby, the hands of a child. Panic seized her. She tried to scream, but all that came out was a garbled cry. Section 5. Chad's shocking discovery. Chad, a handsome and wealthy college student who lived in the apartment below Helen, was awakened by the sound of a baby crying. He pounded on Helen's door, but there was no answer. Worried, he called the building manager to open the door. When they finally got inside, they were greeted by a sight that made their blood run cold. The bathroom door was ajar, and through the gap, they could see a baby lying on the shower floor, its howling cries echoing through the apartment. The shower water still going. The water must have been dreadfully cold by now. Chad rushed to the baby and picked her up gently. The baby's skin was soft and wrinkled, her hair a wispy halo of white hair. Such a strange hair color for an infant. She was trembling from the cold water still on her skin after Chad shut off the shower water. He wrapped her up in a beach towel and held her close to his body to share his body warmth with her. Chad felt a surge of protectiveness for the helpless child. He knew he couldn't just leave her here. He called the authorities next, his mind racing with questions. Who was this baby? Where were her parents? Helen never had a child, and why was the baby naked and alone? Section 6. A New Beginning. The police arrived and quickly determined that the baby had been abandoned. They searched the apartment for clues to her identity, but they found nothing except an empty bottle of youth body wash on the bathroom floor. Suspecting foul play, they looked into Helen's life. The bottle was sent to a lab for analysis, but the trace amounts left were inconclusive. The ingredients listed were all natural, seemingly harmless. With no leads on the baby's identity or whereabouts of her mother or father, the authorities decided to place her in foster care, where a loving family would look after her. She was given the name Hope, a symbol of the new beginning she so desperately needed. As for Helen, the named, listed as the renter, her fate remained a mystery. The young woman was never seen again. The mystery deepened when conflicting facts about her age came up. The pursuit of staying young had cost her everything.